Today I want to discuss Chapter 3 of the Freakonomics book where the question is posed, why do drug dealers still live with their moms? Now, when first reading the question, one could not help but to laugh because the idea of drugs being sold also in the same sentence as someone discussing love of a mother just doesn't seem to go together. After all, common sense would lead to the thought that the reason such drug dealers are selling is because the lack of love and or attention at home from their mothers. In the beginning of this chapter, the reading focuses on conventional wisdom and how we generally think of it. What exactly is conventional wisdom? Conventional wisdom is a theory of and or belief that is generally accepted by most people. Unfortunately, this book shows us many examples which we perceive as true, however, are not. There are several examples in the beginning of this chapter that explain the misleading results due to media hype. Whether we are talking about the deaths among homeless people, variations of the use of Listerine, or how the city of Atlanta played with statistics to win the vote to hold the 1996 Olympics. Media can really be persuaded readers into thinking a certain way to really push an agenda, whether personal or political. Together, the media are the creators of most of the conventional wisdom in our society. What we once thought was real can often be spun 180 degrees and lead us to believe something different. In this chapter, a student from the University of Chicago, Sudhir Venkatesh, was sent on a mission to visit the poorest black neighborhoods with a clipboard and several canned questions. One question was, how do you feel about being black and poor? Sudhir was quickly met in one of the project's buildings by the crew of Black Gangster Disciple Nation. There, he attempted to ask his questions, but I never really got any answers. It was a long 24 hours for Sudhir. Eventually, he was let go, where he then returned to really get to know more about this gang. He was introduced and connected with one of the gang's leaders named JT. They quickly built a rapport, and JT allowed Sudhir to follow them around to see how the business was ran. First tier. Most people's perception of these gangs are that of those who generally promote drugs and violence. However, that is not the case. With some of these gangs, there is a true sense of loyalty and structure that one would find in any Fortune 500 company. There is even an organization chart like the one you can find at any McDonald's. You have a board of directors that oversees the business and their goals. Now, these are the top paid players in the game. They are the ones that no one ever sees. The average income for this level is close to 400 to 500,000 a year. Second tier. Next, you have the middle manager. This is where JT fell into the game. A college-educated black man that once tried the corporate lifestyle. His role is to report to the board of directors. All things pertaining to the streets, oversees the offices, managers, allocate resources, and run most of the activities. JT's role usually gets paid anywhere from $50 to $70 an hour. From there, it brings us to the meat of the story, and to finally address why said drug dealers still live with their moms. The next two layers are the best paid. The layers are the least paid, least respected, however the most important. Third tier. The frontline managers are the ones who coordinate who sells, where, and when. They run the foot soldiers. Their pay in the organization is below the national minimum wage. They often were paid close to $6 to $7 an hour. Fourth tier. This leads me to discuss the heart of the organization, the foot soldiers. These are the guys, gals out there on the streets actually distributing walking the streets, selling, fighting the turf wars, meeting with the clients, and risking being arrested, all for merely only $3 to $4 an hour. So as you can see, the bottom two layers, the true dealers, are not really making ends meet. Definitely not enough to live on their own to be self-efficient. So yes, although the whole organization chart is considered under the umbrella of drug dealers, it really is the bottom two layers that are truly doing the legwork. And to answer the question, why do drug dealers still live with their moms? Well, it is obvious. Unless you are in the top tier of the organization, you aren't making enough money to support yourself. They live with the mom because they have to. They can't afford anything else. However, with the perception and hopes that one day they too make 400 to 500,000 a year, these dealers continue to push product and strive to one day make the big money. After reading this chapter, I know I gained a better understanding of how media makes us perceive things. I see, no matter how much I disagree with drugs and gangs, that some of them are really ran like a well-oiled machine. It doesn't appear that the monies are distributed evenly. However, like many other businesses, I think that is typical. So hopefully you enjoyed my video and look forward to learning more. Thanks.